Thank you for coming here today. Do you mind starting off by telling us about yourself and why you are applying for this position?
Well, for starters, my name is Alyssa Ward, and I'm attending Florida Keys Community College for Hospitality and Business Management. After I graduate from there, I plan to transfer to Florida International University, where I will obtain my bachelor's degree for Hospitality and Business Management. I'm applying for this position at the St. Regis Resort because I've always had a passion for helping people and I truly desire to work in the hospitality industry and make others happy for the rest of my life.
That's great. What do you consider your two greatest strengths and how will they benefit this company?
My first greatest strength I'd like to speak about is my ability and my desire to learn so quickly. I think that that'll truly benefit the company because the more I learn, the more I will know about the different positions available at the company. So if I ever need to fill in or come in off notice, I will have already learned that because I desire to learn that and I can learn it very quickly. And I think that being able to fill in for others will help us from being short staffed or feeling unprepared for certain situations. My second greatest strength, I believe, is my motivation, not only for me, but my motivation that I inflict on others. I am very passionate about this profession, and I've always wanted to manage or even be an assistant manager of a resort, preferably a St. Regis. And the motivation that it brings me drives me to perform my best every single day and bring all the customer satisfaction and needs to this company.
Excellent. What are your weaknesses?
I would consider my greatest weakness to be my strive for perfection. I think that it slows me down and I don't give myself enough credit when I do work. I think that if I gave myself a little bit more credit, then I wouldn't strive so hard for perfection. The harder I strive, I see that truly I'm just criticizing myself more than needs to be. And I overthink things, but I will continue to perfect that and work on that so that I don't overthink situations.
Tell us a time when you had to work as a team player and what you did in your role.
Well, working at Outback Steakhouse, I part time manage, I serve, and I also do curbside takeaway. So on a Friday night, I noticed we were extremely busy, and not only were we short staffed, but curbside takeaway was also getting a really hard hit with a lot of customers and a lot of phone calls and online orders. I quickly tended to my tables as fast as I could while giving them 100% customer satisfaction up to Outback standards, while also bagging orders in the back for curbside takeaway and taking a couple of phone calls for them as well. A few of my tables also noted that even though I worked very quickly and I looked very stressed out, I still kept a smile on my face, and they noticed that I was helping out my other coworkers, and they were very pleased with the service that I gave them. I think that's probably the best example I can give when I was a team player.
Excellent. Could you please give us an example of a pressure situation at work and how you handled it?
A pressure situation at work that I could explain would probably be as a part-time manager at Outback. They trust me with a lot of information and a lot of noting to when and if others are going to get laid off or fired. Unfortunately, I don't really have a choice to be involved in this information. At the same time, I still know these people outside of work, and I was informed of when an employee was going to be fired when I didn't really want them to be fired. It was my job to not say anything, and I went about not saying anything as I should have. I gave the employee who was fired some advice for moving forward with this job and, gave them a couple recommendations of places that are hiring. And after they were let go from the company, they thanked me for giving them those recommendations, and they understood entirely why I couldn't say anything, even though I wish I could have. But it was my responsibility to be loyal and perform my job correctly and not say anything about this.
What motivates you as an employee?
My greatest motivations are my work staff. Having wonderful employees with me motivates me the most. I notice the happier people, the more happy that people are around me, the more happy I am as a worker, along with management that is full of integrity and fairness and honesty. I think that management is one of my biggest motivations. They act as role models, and with a good management, I think comes good employees. Another great motivation as an employee is the customers that we bring in. And I think a great company brings in great customers. So as long as the company is doing its job correctly, I think that not only will customers be happy, but their employees will also be motivated and driven to continue making those customers happy.
How do you respond to people criticizing your work?
I love when people criticize my work ethic. I have grown enough in the short 21 years of my life to understand that if there is no criticism in the way that I work or I perform things, I will not be able to improve myself. And unfortunately, even though criticism isn't always given in the correct way or the kind way, I know that in the long run it will help me improve my work ethic and even improve myself overall as a person.
Tell us about the characteristics you would associate with a successful supervisor.
I believe a successful supervisor has a good sense of humor and isn't only focused around work, but in the workplace, I do believe that that is their number one priority, to make sure that the business is running effectively and everybody is cooperating and working up to standards. I also believe a successful supervisor is honest and gives fair judgment, and they're able to work under pressure in a timely manner. I think that clear communication defines a successful supervisor, because without communication, nobody is going to understand what's really going on. And I feel that a supervisor is in charge of that, of having all the employees communicate with the customers, with their employees, with the bosses, and whoever else may be in the workplace at the time. And I feel that a successful supervisor overall brings joy to the rest of the staff and understands that everybody is only human.
How would you describe your ideal job?
Working for the St. Regis Resort would be an ideal job for me. I would describe it as not only the job bringing me joy, but enabling me to bring joy to our guests that we serve on a daily basis. I feel that an ideal job would hold the benefits of traveling and the benefits of a well pay for me, a pay that I deserve, that I work for. An ideal job for me would be one that, like I said, brings happiness. And, not just to me, but to my employees, to my guests, to my managers. I would hope that I made my managers happy at my ideal job. And I hope that it would leave room for advancement and opportunity for me to expand myself and truly dedicate my career to that job.
What did you like the most about your current position, and what did you like the least?
The most that I like about my current position is working with people who care about me, people who know me inside and out, from Outback to me when I'm not working, to my schoolwork and my hobbies and my pets. I think that that's something I enjoy the most about my job, is that we're full of people who understand others rather than just keeping their mindset on one thing at a time. The thing that I like the least about my job is that even with such great work staff, I also encounter a couple people here and there who don't really care about others and who unfortunately like to start drama in the workplace. I think drama in the workplace is nothing but trouble and doesn't bring anybody any sort of happiness. And unfortunately, at my current place of work, there are a few people who bring that. and I'm looking to work somewhere where that doesn't involve any of that, somewhere that is just focused around the company's commitment and the happiness it brings to its guests and its employees and all the success that it plans to bring.
Thank you, Alyssa. You seem like a fabulous employee. I would very much like to have you be a part of our team.
Thank you.